last lecture we have learned with the cholera, typhoid, tetanus. If in our body any iron containing material is coming in contact with our blood, tetanus એટલે ધનુ. તમને ખબર છે ધનુનું ઇન્જેક્શન ક્યારે ક્યારે આપે? બેબી બોર્ન થાય ત્યારે મધરનો બોર્ન થાય ડિસ્ટન્સ લોખંડનો વાયર. ઓકે, બીજું કાચ વાયર. ઓકે, બીજું કેજો બસ. સોરી, એક્સિડન્ટ થયો હોય. ઓકે, ડોક્ટર બર્થડે કોણ બર્થડે નથી કરવું, અમુક કૂતરા નડકવા. એ હું તમને કહીશ, યાદ કરાવું એની એક વાત છે. પણ આની અંદર એક કન્ડિશન છે. તમને જ્યારે કોઈ પણ આયર્ન કન્ટેનિંગ યુટેન્સિલ છે, કોઈ સાધન છે, કોઈ ઇન્સ્ટ્રુમેન્ટ છે, એ તમને વાગે પણ blood comes out. This is the main important thing. રોડ એક્સિડન્ટમાં તમને ગમે તેટલી ઇન્જરી થઈ હોય, સો આફ્ટર ડ્રેસિંગ ડોક્ટર ગીવ the TT વેક્સિન to you. રોડ એક્સિડન્ટમાં તમને નથી ખબર ને ડોક્ટરને પણ નથી ખબર, પણ મેજોરિટી કોઈ પણ વ્હીકલ્સ હોય એમાં આયર્ન કન્ટેનિંગ મટીરિયલ્સનો યુઝ કર્યા જ હોય. During surgery also. Yes. So during surgery, we say that stainless steel instruments are used there. But during surgery, any type of the metabolic disturbance can be created. So at that time, TT vaccine is given. During pregnancy, initial days, and after completion of the pregnancy, during delivery of the child, TT vaccine is given there. Okay, so tetanus, cyclus canker are known diseases caused by the different types of the bacteria. Bacteria reproduce mainly by fission. See, fission means division of the cell. So here fission is divided into two types: binary fission and multiple fission. Binary fission in that the cell is divided from 1 to 2, and multiple fission in that the cell is divided 1 to many. Fine. So most of bacteria reproduce by the fission. Sometimes under unfavorable conditions they are produced by spores. So we are now discussing here asexual reproduction methods. So this spore formation is nothing but known as sporulation. Have you ever heard this? No? See, fission, sporulation, budding, and fragmentation. These four are common asexual methods. अच्छा, कई नदी साइंटिफिक के समझाओ. Fission, sporulation. Sporulation means spore formation. Small spores are formed, just like a dust particle. Spore formation is very common on fungi. समझाओ, fungi कोई पण હોય એની ઉપર spore form થાય. Spore એટલે just like a dust particle. वो समझवा जो इमेजिन करो when spores are present on the fungi and these spores are responsible for reproduction, but when air current pass through it, air current wind flow થાય, so along with the wind these spores are detached from the parental plant and coming in contact with the soil or earth surface and it produces the new fungi. The phenomenon is there. But in some bacteria are normally divided by binary fission or fission, binary fission or multiple fission. Fine. But when bacteria cannot obtain the unfavorable condition, I mean to say suitable atmosphere is not there. So that bacteria can be divided by sporulation or spore formation. Is it clear? Budding, you know that on the parental body, the small bud is generated. This bud form is transformed into baby animal. It is detached from the parental body and live its individual life. This is known as budding. For example, in Hydra. And fragmentation. The body is divided into so many parts. So, when you select the any part, fragmented part, when you select any part, remaining all the parts are regenerated. So, for example, we say that planaria. If you divide the planaria into 5 parts, and you label the segments or fragments 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If you select the one number segment, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are regenerated by itself. If you select the second number of fragment, 1, 3, 4, 5 are regenerated. I mean to say in short, that when the planaria can be divided into 5 fragments, new 5 planarias are regenerated, and this type of the phenomena is known as fragmentation or known as power of regeneration. This is also one type of the asexual reproduction method. Understand every method? Clear? Okay, fine. They also reproduce by the sexual reproduction by adopting a primitive type of the DNA transferred from the one bacteria to another bacteria. I think you are confused behind this. Here, bacteria are prokaryotic. We are now discussing the prokaryota. After 2 to 3 lines, the prokaryota topic is over. Next onwards, eukaryota starts. Here, prokaryotic cell, it means nuclear membrane is absent, nucleus is not well developed. Fine. So as a result, here what happened? One male bacteria and one female bacteria. Yes, there is also sex determination in the bacteria. Assume one male bacteria and one female bacteria both are united together. First of all, what happened? The bacterial cell wall are united together. So both the bacteria become single. First thing. Second thing, the cytoplasm of the both the bacteria are united. Then third step, the nucleus is also united. At the time of the union of the nucleus, the genetic material is exchanged from one chromosome to another chromosome, and afterwards meiosis occurs. Have you heard this meiosis? Meiosis means reductional division. The parental cell consists the number of the chromosome. So after meiosis, the half number of the chromosomes are obtained there. So here cell wall is double, cytoplasm is double, nucleus is also become double, and then From this fusion, the two bacteria are originated, and these bacteria are totally different from parental form. And as you know, that in sexual reproduction, fertilization occurs, and due to that, evolution occurs. Evolution means changing in the characters from generation to generation. And when you think about that in asexual reproduction, only clones are formed. If you clear the concept, asexual reproduction is that one organism produces the two. For example, one amoeba from the two amoeba. These two newly formed amoeba are not resemble to their parents, are exactly resemble to their parents. Parents જેવા નથી, parents જેવા જ છે, exactly copy of their parents. So exact copy, we say that clonings or clones. Clones એટલે exact copy થાય. Well, fine. Remember, in 8th chapter, I will tell you this, but here mycoplasma. If you want to see in the 8th chapter, see in the 8th chapter, 3rd page is there. 8th chapter, 3rd page is there. On that page you identify that mycoplasma is the smallest cell, just above the prokaryotic cell, and just below the prokaryotic cell you see that mycoplasma is also known as PPLO, pseudo-pneumonia-like organism. Have you obtained this?
Yes.
So in all over the organisms, all the organisms, the mycoplasma is the smallest cell, whereas the largest cell is ostrich egg cell. 10 to 12 inch એનું egg હોય છે. Fine. So it is the largest cell. In our body, human being, RBCs are the smallest cell. And neuron, the nerve cell, is the longest cell. And I think you have learned with the neuron, and dendrites and axons and myelin sheath, and then how the nerve impulse is generated and transmitted. That we will learn in the 21st chapter. Fine. So the mycoplasma, you remember that it is the smallest cell that completely lack of the cell wall. They are the smallest living cell known and can survive without oxygen. See, dear all students, NCERT જે છે ને એ બહુ જ તમને સ્માર્ટ અને શોર્ટ માહિતી છે. અહીંયા આપણને ખબર છે the mycoplasma can survive without oxygen. So ઘણી વખત તમને ટ્વિસ્ટેડ શું પૂછી શકે? Mycoplasma are aerobic or anaerobic? At the time you can decide. ત્યારે તમને એમ લાગે સર આવું તો કંઈ આવ્યું નથી. આવી ગયું છે, થોડું વિચારો. બિયોન્ડ ટેક્સ્ટબુક થોડું વિચારો, કારણ કે આપણે એ વિચારીએ છે ને એ રીતમાં વિચારાય. બાકી 70 to 80% NCERT છે નીટમાં. યસ, મેં 12th સ્ટેન્ડર્ડમાં પણ કીધેલું છે, તમને કહું છું. આપણે આ લોકો સપ્ટેમ્બરમાં એક્ઝામ આપવાના છે. 12 સપ્ટેમ્બર જે રનિંગ એટલે પાસ્ટ 12 સ્ટેન્ડર્ડ સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ એ આપવાના છે. આપણે 2 ચેપ્ટર્સ આઈ થિંક ત્યાં સુધીમાં કમ્પ્લીટ થઈ જશે. 3rd ચેપ્ટર પણ થઈ જશે. ત્યારે હું તમને 3 ચેપ્ટર્સના જે MCQ નીટમાં પૂછાના છે હું તમને ખાલી હાઇલાઇટ કરીશ. તમે ક્વેશ્ચનનું લેવલ જોજો અને નીટમાં એ ક્વેશ્ચનનું લેવલ જોજો. તમને આઈડિયા આવશે કે નીટ માટે આપણે કેટલી લેવલે પ્રિપેરેશન કરવી. સ્ટેન્ડર્ડ સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ સ્ટડી ધી હોલ 11th સ્ટેન્ડર્ડ. એ લોકોને હું આખું 11th નું આઇસોલેટ કરીને આપવાનો છું કે આટલા 11th ના ક્વેશ્ચન છે. તમે જુઓ તો તમને 12th માં ને 11th માં હવે કઈ રીતે તમારે નીટની તૈયારી કરવી. હે ને? બુક્સ આર સો મેની અવેલેબલ ફોર ઇંગ્લિશ મીડિયમ. બટ કેટલું વાંચવું ને કઈ રીતે વાંચવું અને શું વાંચવું એ જરૂરી છે ને. એટલે તમને હું નીટનું પેપર આવશે તો તમને આપણે જેટલા ચેપ્ટર ચાલી ગયા છે અને તમે 9th 10th માં જે ભણી ગયા છો એમાં કેટલા લેવલના MCQs કે કનેક્ટેડ હોય, ડાયજેશન, રેસ્પિરેશન કે એના, બરાબર એવું તમને બતાવીશ. તમે ક્વેશ્ચનનું લેવલ જોજો, એ ક્વેશ્ચનમાં ડીપ કન્સેપ્ટ જોજો, તમને જ આઈડિયા આવશે કે મારે કેટલી પ્રેક્ટિસ કરવી. And to obtain the maximum marks in the NEET exam, you have to do the much more work for physics and chemistry. Biology is the theoretical subject. See, જે છે એ છે. માઇકોપ્લાઝમા ઇઝ ધી સ્મોલેસ્ટ સેલ. એમાં કંઈ ભગપ કરવાનું કંઈ જરૂર નથી, યાદ રાખી લેવાનું છે. અને એમાં કંઈ કન્સેપ્ચ્યુઅલ બીજું વિચારવાનું નથી કે આપણે કાઉન્ટ કરવાનું હોય કે કોઈ ઇક્વેશન મૂકવાનું હોય, એવું તો કંઈ છે નહીં. અમુક આવશે, અમુક MCQ એવા ઇઝી નથી હોતા, ટફ હોય છે. એ હું તમને પછી બધી બ્રેઇન એક્સરસાઇઝ કરાવીશ. બટ ઇચ એન્ડ એવરી ટોપિકની અંદર હું મેક્સિમમ મારી ટ્રાય કરીશ કે હું તમને ટોપિક કન્સેપ્ચ્યુઅલ કેટલું ક્લિયર થાય, નીટમાં કયા કયા MCQ પૂછાય એ હું સાથે સાથે તમને કહેતો જઈશ. તમે ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરજો એટલે તમને ખ્યાલ આવે કે મારે NCERT કેટલું લર્ન કરવું. સી, પહેલા ટાઈમની અંદર જ્યારે NCERT 2 વર્ષ પહેલા નહોતી એ ટાઈમે ગુજરાત બોર્ડે જે બુક પબ્લિશ કરી હતી ને એ બહુ જ ઇઝી લેંગ્વેજ વાળી હતી. અને આની અંદર એટલું બધું બ્રીફ અને શોર્ટમાં એવું છે એ સમજવું જરૂરી છે. એક એક લાઈનની અંદરથી MCQ પૂછાય ને એ આપણને ટફ પડે. એટલે તમારે એક એક લાઈન, એક એક વર્ડને પૂરેપૂરો ડાયજેસ્ટ કરીને પછી તમારે લર્ન કરવાનું થાય. એવાનો મતલબ many mycoplasma are pathogenic in animals and plants. So you know that pathogenic means causing disease. Okay, so this is about the Monera. Now the Protista. The last time Protista means unicellular what I can write now? Unicellular? Yes, eukaryotic organisms. Yes, it is there. In textbook it is there. મેં અહીંયા unicellular લખ્યું છે, આમાં single cell લખ્યું છે. All single cell eukaryotes are placed under Protista. Another MC. Another. Answer is same. Answer is Protista. But question is what? First eukaryotic organisms are. Because previous to the Protista all are prokaryotes. So first eukaryotic organisms are Protista. Clear? But the boundaries of this kingdom are not well defined. આની સ્પેશિયલ પ્રોપર્ટીઝ કઈ છે એ કીધું નથી. મોનેરામાં આપણે શું કીધું? all are bacteria, all are prokaryotic, like that. પ્લાન્ટ્સમાં તમે વિચારો તો all are eukaryotic, consist chloroplast, are photosynthetic, autotrophic, like that. તો એમાં particular criteria are there, but here no particular boundaries for this kingdom. What may be photosynthetic protista to one biologist may be a plant to another. Some are photosynthetic also. Some protista perform the function just like a plant. They perform the photosynthesis and form by the food themselves. In this book we include, so what we learn now afterwards, chrysophytes. Remember these names. Chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. So protista can be divided into these 5 groups. Again, which are the words? Chrysophyta, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoa. Members of the protista are primarily aquatic. Majority of these organisms are living in water. This kingdom forms the link with other dealing with plants, animals, and fungi. This kingdom consists the link with others. Some are connected to the fungi, some are connected to the plants, some are connected to the animals. See, we will take it in detail one by one, huh? Don't worry. So all these 5 words we will take it in detail. See that first chrysophyta are given there. But before continuing this, we will complete this introduction. Being eukaryotes, the protistans cell body contain the well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles also. बराबर है? Here, the protista are eukaryotes. So what we say? Nuclear membrane is present. So well-defined nucleus is present, and membrane-bound organelles are also present. Whereas you know that everything is absent in the prokaryotic cell. Right? Some have flagella or cilia. You know about the flagella and cilia, right? Flagella is long, thread-like structure, 1, 2 or 4 in number. Whereas cilia are very small, hair-like structure and innumerous or many more in number. But cilia and flagella both are helpful for movement and locomotion. Can you clarify this movement and locomotion? Is this both are same? Movement and locomotion are same? Okay, tell me the difference between.
Movements means only to move from initial to final position, but not. I will give example of plant branches. They move from small to big. So it is known as movement. And locomotion means the whole plant is transferred from one place to second.
Can plant perform the locomotion?
We can't.
Yes, that's why I am asking you.
Locomotion means the whole body can go to one place or
Okay, from nice try. Any other? Movement means without changing the position of the body. ध्यान से समझो. Movement means without changing in the position of the body, the part of the body can change its position. For example, I am standing here, but I am standing here and I am writing. This is known as movement. But when I will complete this writing and when I will move, this is known as locomotion. See, lip movement, lips movement, eyelid movement, neck movement. Can we move our head? Can we move our head? Can we move our head? No. We are unable to move our head. We are moving our neck. 90% mouth that. Abnormal ખબર નથી શું થાય. Movement means without changing the position of the body, we can move the part of the body. Whereas locomotion means running, jumping, swimming, climbing. When you move the one place to another place by changing the body position, it is known as locomotion. Without movement, there is no possibility of locomotion. Without movement, there is no possibility of locomotion. Movement is seen in plants and animals both, but locomotion is seen only and only in animals, not in plants. Plants can't move from the one place to another place. जो ये clear concept है तो clear करो. हाँ, but તમે એમ કહેતા હોય કે sir, increasing the number of the branches, number of the leaves, this is known as movement. Plant perform the movement, but not a locomotion. Clear? So here I can stop now.